Alright, so this is the tradies, and I'm going to tell you, why I got into FPV, what got me into it, and what my goals are, and why I'm here to stay for a while and ride this wave. And so, a long time ago, I got into flying drones, and had uh, a couple of drones that one of them just flew off into a lake, and then the other one, I still have it. It's this thing right here. It's like a toy, but it cost cost quite a bit at that time. But FPV really wasn't. It was too expensive for me. It's too expensive for me at the time, and I had a lot of hobbies. Cars, fast cars. I had a Toyota Supra 2JZ twin turbo, and I had a deuce and a half military truck 6x6, and I bought a sailboat. And I'm just not into working on big vehicles or boats and stuff like that. It's too much like work and not enough fun. And I was big into video gaming, and I've been working with my hands and been a machinist and an engineer since I was a teenager. Got into it professionally 11 years ago, and I make electrical motor parts. And last year in October, I got an infection that went to my heart and affected one of my valves and was keeping it open. And I had to go and have open heart surgery. And it just started from a tooth infection and went to my heart, and it got bad. Went from 210 pounds, all muscle, to being 150 pounds or 155 pounds, something like that. And so the doctor told me I'm going to have to change my life. And at the same time, this is going to sound unbelievable, but at the same time, my teenage son got leukemia, and I knew I had to make it through the heart thing so I can be there for him. And he's doing great right now, and he's on a road of recovery himself. So I'm pretty much recovered, but the doctor said I'm going to have to change my life and get active, and that means cut out the video games and go out and do stuff. Well, got into flying drones again, and I got a Mini 3 Pro and took it up to top of the world. That's in Tennessee. You could see 7 states, and I really liked it and got the idea. I don't see many national park videos on YouTube with FPV style, and I didn't know the rules at the time, but I thought that would be a great idea to go and get an FPV, so I bought the DJI FPV. And then I found out you're not supposed to fly these things in national parks. And I was like, well, crap. That kind of kills that part. And so I started flying them around my house. Well, I live near an airport, and my buddy sold me a Cine Whoop, and I flew that thing way up, and next thing you know, I'm getting a call from the FAA telling me, well, you're going to have to knock it off, or you're going to get thousands of dollars of fines. So I was like, all right, well, I need to start reading these rules. But that's what got me into it. I always like working with my hands, but I don't like working on big cars and stuff like that and feeling like too much work. And in my field of work, we work on electric motor parts, and we're always testing and doing all kinds of stuff. And I've been real. I've tried to help that field out as much as I can, being innovative and inventive. And I've made a lot of progress where I work at, but I wanted that to reflect on a hobby somehow, because my grandpa was an inventor, and I kind of like took after him. And so when I got into building drones, I found out there was a lot of stuff that I can do that's never been done before. And I watched Bubby FPV, and I was seeing Joshua Bardwell talking about his spoiler, and joking around with him about it. And I was like, you know what? That's actually a pretty good idea if it worked. But the way they had it pointed, it was like going against, and I guess it'd be good for braking and dives or something like that. But I was like, it might work for him, but you know, what if we made one that actually worked, and you could adjust it, move it, and uh, make it where it swivels on your drone, and you can fly this thing. And I have examples around here, but anyways, so I made a spoiler, and we found out, you know, at the time I wasn't no good at pid tuning or anything like that. And when I'd come out of a power loop, I'd have some prop wash. And when I started using this, it let me come out of a power loop and not have to use as much throttle, and it kept me from prop washing. So I made a bunch of these and made different ones and tested them all out. And I was like, man, I really like doing this. So I'm going to start, you know, testing stuff out, seeing how things work, and, you know, what's best for me and my buddies. And I got with a big group in Maryville and Knoxville. The guys in Maryville, we're real close buddies now, and we all kind of grow together on the FPV part of it. The guy I met, his YouTube name is Droner Boner, and you can look it up. He's a pretty funny guy, and he had the Avada, and I had the DJI FPV, and we kind of clicked and became friends, and he introduced me to the other guys in the community. And then I met Carter. I was flying at a park, and Carter just showed up with his Nazgul. And that guy, he is really good at flying, and it kind of came natural to him. And it kind of came like that to me, but from video games. But he was on another level when we were learning to fly FPV. He progressed a whole lot faster than everybody else. And so, anyways, I was like, you know, I started looking at, I saw the world's record, speed record drone. I was like, that's pretty cool right there. That thing can just move it. You know, 200 miles per hour on a drone. And, you know, I had a Supra, so I like going fast, but I don't like breaking the law and getting in trouble. So I was like, you know, I can find a big, wide open field in East Tennessee where nobody is, and possibly do something like that. It's kind of like drag racing, but in the air. And I went and bought the same exact parts that the quad mover had, and I put it on a real light frame, and you know, I flew it around real quick, and it moved. And we went to this park with a huge open field, and I had a 4S on it, and them things got so hot it bent the arms up on the drone, and I was like, what the crap is going on here? I put the same exact parts on my drone and made it lighter and everything. You know, why is it not, you know, going as good? And that's when I started doing a deep dive on parts, tuning, and I watched almost all of Joshua Bardwell's videos, almost all of Chris Rosser's videos, and really got deep into it. And I mean deep into it. I'm talking about I've got parts everywhere. And, you know, I keep every little thing just in case I need a part off of it and I buy another one, I can fix it, you know. So I started noticing that a lot of these parts that I'm buying, some of them are junk, and there's a lot of people that push some of this stuff that it's not right. It just doesn't work. And then I have flown stuff before that other people said that are junk, and that it wasn't viable for using. And I'm like, what's going on here? Why am I buying top of the line parts and I know my tune is right. I know everything's flying right. I've got rid of the prop wash. I've got rid of the heat. I've got everything. I got the pin toolbox looking good. But, you know, I'm not getting the same experience that other people are getting. But I run my stuff really hard, and I fly every day. And, you know, DJI, it was one of the first products that I moved away from. And I don't mean moved away from completely, because I still got the FPV. Just traded into a Nevada. So I really like the DJI products that they make solely for DJI. Those are nice. Like the Mini 3 Pro, the Mini 4, those are nice. But when it comes into the units that go into the drones, you know, you can't beat the quality. But if you're flying it every single day, those products fail. And I've been talking to them about it. I've seen my friends have those products and they fail. And they say you can fly together and all that. Well, I've seen people plug up and somebody drops out of the sky. And they all have their quirks to them when it comes to their FPV products, besides the Avata and DJI. And those have their own quirks also. But the Avata doesn't have enough power. The FPV is real fragile, you know. But as far as a good working system, if you can fly and not crash, they're pretty good. But when you get into building drones, it's a whole nother animal. And that's where I got an idea of, you know what, I'm going to start. I buy a bunch of stuff already, and I don't want other people to waste money like I've wasted money on some of these products. And I'll go ahead and name one right now. You know what? There's one right there. If you're going to fly every day, don't buy these batteries. I said it. There you go. You may not like it. There's a lot of people that love them batteries. And there's a lot of support behind them batteries. And I thought they were cool. Well, you know, let's see. I got 1, 2, 3. I got three 3 of them on my bench that don't have any damage to the packs. That look perfect. And they've either dropped a cell or they are sagging out. And you know, I've had these 4S batteries, you know, since I've started, and they keep on going, keep on ticking. There ain't nothing wrong with them. So that was my whole goal in to start in reviewing these products is, you know, I don't want people to waste money and lose the passion of this hobby because of something like that. Because of them wanting to go out and fly every day and stuff going wrong. And yeah, you know, there's always going to be, you know, if you race your car every day, there's stuff that's going to go wrong for sure. And it's like that with everything, and I understand that. But when you get something that says that this is the top whatever, and you run it for about a week, and there's something going wrong with it, like it's failing after a week, there's a problem. And the reason why I say there's a problem is because, you know, I've had this for a long time. And as long as I keep it in the air, it seems to be all right. I mean, I've had a couple errors and, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, this is reliable. And your drones can be reliable too. And, but I've took a lot of advice from the community that that was pushed to be good, and it happened to not be good. And I've watched a bunch of tests on the bench that give a great result, and that people like Joshua Bardwell rely off of to come up with the theories to talk about what's good and what's not good. And it turned out to, when you go and buy it and you put it out on the field and you go and fly it, it turns out that it's actually not that good. And I want the community to have the best experience, like, and enjoy this hobby and want to grow, because I see so many people, they build and they get something that everybody's hyped up and it looks so good and it's working great, and they enjoy it, and then all of a sudden it disappears. It like flies off, or it lands in an unknown tree somewhere and you can't find it anymore. And they're like, I just sunk a bunch of money into this drone, and you can sink a lot of money in just something as simple as this right here. You know, a racing frame with some motors, a stack, and a camera, HD camera system. You know, these can get pretty costly, and I mean, especially for the average American that lives paycheck to paycheck, it can get pretty costly and get pretty frustrating, and make you want to quit this hobby really quickly. So that's my goal. Is you know, I want to try all these top products and actually put them on the field, actually test them, actually review them. And, you know, if I have ideas to make them better, I'd be more than glad to share them with the companies, or try those ideas on those products, and see if it makes it better or not. And I've already came up with a few ideas on some motors that really kind of lack in durability, but they've got great performance. And it may not be a new idea, but if you can fly it longer and it's something small that you can do to it, that's going to help the community. And that's what my goal is I don't plan on quitting this hobby. I'm just getting started. I've come up with a 10-point data chart system, and I'm ready to actually push forward and go further into this. And so my 10-point chart is not a bench test. It's not something that you can go and put together on a bench and and put a scale on it or whatever. No, my 10-point chart is what you experience as flying a drone and what you're going to get out of it. The actual end result is what I'm after. I'm not after putting stuff on a bench and theorizing about it or testing it in scenarios that we can't put them through in the sky. And I'm only interested in showing what the product can do and on with the user, with the and we'll just say the beginner, you know, maybe not the average user. I mean, I say there's a lot of good pilots out there, but when somebody's beginning an FPV and they want something really nice that it's really fast and they can maximize their flight abilities and really push it to the next level, you know, they're going to crash. They're going to while learning, they're going to damage stuff and put them through their paces and, you know, fly back to back to back because they're excited about the FPV hobby like I am. And that's what I'm trying to do is my results are to give you the best product, the best bang for your buck. I want to help the community in not hyping up anything that's not been tested. I don't want to say, you know, these people have taken my idea and ran with it, and I'm really proud of it, and I want to push it because it's the best thing ever. You're never going to hear me say that without testing it first. And I mean testing it. I mean putting it in the air and flying it and running the hell out of it and crashing it and then telling you if it's good or not. And I think that's how a real test how a real test is more superior than a bench test or theorizing it on how you perceive an item. And that goes with everything. And I ain't going to call out anybody. You know, the people that put out that information on bench testing is very, very useful. So I'm not saying that data is useless. That data is awesome, but it's awesome to start at. And you know, people that use data to back up theories, you know, that's good and all to have a theory on something, but somebody has to go out there and fly it. Now, whether it be the beginner guy that gets into it and flies it, or it be somebody that is going to pay and test these products out, I'd rather there be somebody to actually go and fly it and put it through its paces as hard as it possibly can be done, and know for a fact that this product lasted and it performed like it was told on the bench and like it was theorized. And that's my place into this community. That's what I'm going to do different than everybody else. You'll never hear music over the drone, because I don't believe in doing a motor review and not hearing the motor. I mean, do you want to go to a drag strip and not hear the drag cars? Do you want to go to the races and not hear the cars run down the track and just hear music? So I'm not here to do any dyno tests. If you're in the car world, you know what dyno testing is. I'm not here to dyno test. We got other people to dyno test. We got other people to think about builds and theorize it, what's good and what's not good. I am the pilot, and I'm here to test these products to see which one is right for the community or which one fits you. And there is a place for everything. I don't believe any of these products are complete junk. No, there's categories, and if you got a motor that's not as durable as another motor, you might want to get into acrobatics and or fly cinematic, and not get into freestyle. So there are levels to this, to where you got a motor that's not as powerful, but it really delivers, and it as far as efficient, and it's got durability. Then you got a long range drone right there. So there's categories for all of these, and I'm here to help you better the category that you want to go for, and not judge on how you want to fly. All I want to do is make you achieve your goals in FPV. So if you want to be a long range pilot and get big cinematic shots of mountains and stuff like that, we'll find a motor that fits that. If you want to be somebody that's into drag racing and top speed and go as fast as you possibly can, and not crashing, or acrobatics, then we have motors for that and stuff. And those tests help. But I have tested some of these top motors, and they don't fit the category of freestyle, and or fit the category of racing through gates. And yeah, they're really super fast, but if you hit something and you next thing you know, you get vibrations, and you're throwing off your pin tune, and that doesn't help. So I don't want to get on a rant about what products are good and what products are bad. I just want to say that I'm here to better your experience as I better my own, and I'm here to put top products to the test, and give you the best bang for your money. And that means that if I've got to test a cheaper product to see if it's better, we'll do that. If I got to test something that's expensive to see if it's as good as they say it is, we'll do that. But I don't want somebody to drop out in this community, in this FPV community, because they bought something, they put it together, they saved up a bunch of money to do it, and they've got all this money into it, and it just go all wrong. That's the experience we don't want people to have. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Is because I want more people to become pilots and more people to be excited about this and stay into this and not lose that passion. Now, if you just lose it because you're just bored of it or you don't have enough time in the day to do it, then that's understandable. You know, people's got lives, and not everybody can make this, you know, a part of their life. And this actually takes a lot of time to do, and it takes up a lot of your uh, a lot of your free time if you know have free time. Some people don't have free time, but I would like to make this my job someday, uh, and I don't know how to I don't know how to make my reviews to where it makes money. Uh, I have thought about uh, putting budget builds together or doing custom drones on the parts that I think that fit these different categories. So if you wanted a cinematic drone, I would build you one that is got the right parts, or I'd tell you the parts that are cinematic, and you pick which ones are for you. And in knowing and having the security of these parts are tested, they're put through their paces, they're given hell, and you know what category they fit in, and you got the 10-point system, and that system tells you whether they're durable, whether they're efficient, whether they're fast, you know, all that, or whether they're torquey, and so that's where I fit in. Is I'm going to review and test these products. I'm not going nowhere. I've got a job. I ain't got to have anybody give me stuff. If 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 a community wants to collaborate, if a motor company wants to collaborate, we can collaborate. But as far as somebody paying me to do a review to make it positive, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. You're going to get, if you want to pay me to do a product review, I will do a product review. But if you want to pay on the outcome of the product review, nope, not happening. You're probably not going to like all my reviews, but they're going to be honest. They, and if something's junk, I'm going to tell you. If it's not efficient, if it ain't torquey, if it don't have top speed, and it lacks in every single area, then I'm going to tell you it's junk, and not to get it. Just like the China Hobby Lobby pizza battery. Don't get it. It's junk. And I mean, I hate to be that way, but that's something, you know, somebody can go and buy 10 of those packs, spend a bunch of money on buying those packs, and next thing you know, in a month, they got 3. That'd make somebody want to quit right there. Holy crap, I gotta buy all these batteries? Every month I go through like 10 batteries? And that's just not, it's not realistic. There's something wrong with the product. And I hope to shine a light on the good products out there, because we have some great products out there. And I had a motor company just give me a motor, and what happened was I ordered a motor, and I was wanting their site showed silver plated wire on their motor. Well, when I received the motor, there wasn't silver plated wire on the motor. So I complained. I said, your picture product shows you got silver plated. I want to have a motor in my hand with silver plated wire. If the picture shows it, I want it. Well, they said, well, the description was different. Well, you know, they've got Amazon and stuff like that, and eBay stuff like that. You know, you don't expect, you know, products like that to come through when when uh when you're saying your top of the line product, you know. You don't think that they're going to pull something like that. But anyways, turned out to be that the one with silver wire, it was pretty good, but it wasn't great. But the one that they sent me originally, that thing, it ripped. Those motors ripped. That I felt locked in. I felt great. I crashed that thing like probably 10 or 20 times and never had a single problem with it. And took them off and put them on another brand new drone. Kept on flying them. And they fly to this day. And I have to say that a 2306 ZT Innovate, it's a good motor. I didn't agree with how they sold the. I think what they did by making that picture was a mistake. But as far as that motor goes, that's one of the best that I've found. And there was another one, Roma, the Roma F5. That's another one right there. The Roma F5 V2. That drone. Well, I'm kind of stickler about things being nice and neat. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell that by looking at my FPV stuff. But when it comes down to it, I like my stuff to be in a certain way and be perfect. Kind of like somebody's got OCD. But when I pulled the top lid off that Roma F5 V2, that thing was nice. It had the right stickers on it. It had the layout of the soldering was beautiful. It looked like somebody actually cared when they put that product together, because it looked like they went with a fine tooth comb and made sure everything was perfect. And when you moved the motors on that drone, when you moved the motors like this, they were like, you could feel the magnetic strength in those motors. And ended up flying away due to a bad GPS and DJI. DJI was the main reason why it flew away. But I digress. That drone freaking ripped. I put my own receiver in it, and I put my own camera system in it. Besides that, it was I think it was 1770 kV, so it's kind of not way high kV either. But I put Jim Fan Hurricanes on it, and I couldn't believe how fast it went. You know, we're talking about 130. That's nuts. That's crazy. For a freestyle drone to go 130 is freaking nuts. And I'll tell you the props that they put in with it. When it came the way it came, and you put the props that came with it, it didn't go 130. But when you found that sweet spot on the props, that sucker freaking flew. And it was pretty lightweight too. And you know, so as far as the #1 build goes, if you want something to just get out and have a lot of fun with, you have a Nazgul V3. That thing, the reason why I say that is my buddy Carter, the guy I met at the park that had the Nazgul, he still has it. He still has the Nazgul V3. That thing just keeps going. It's the Energizer. It's the Toyota of freaking drone world. The Nazgul V3. That thing, I'm convinced it's a Toyota. Because it just keeps going. And then I would say the next one down would be the Roma F5. That's another good one right there. And then I'd say the next one down is the Speedy B Master 5 V2. That's a pretty dang good drone there as far as reliability goes. And it's not as fast as the Roma. The Roma's faster than the Nazgul too. But as far as reliability, it's pretty good. The one of the worst drones that I bought, we'll go ahead and tell you, and it might just be that experience, my experience on it, but I bought a GEP RC Mark V, and it came with a bad motor, or a motor. I don't know what was wrong with it. If the bearings were bad or the bell was warped or what, but it was dropping out on one side. And I'm watching in the goggles and I'm trimming to try to fix it. When you go into the throttle, when I trimmed it to adjust it, when I went to the throttle, it would go up on that side. Or if I would try to hover or go down, it would go down on that side. So it was the motor. The motor was bad. But I flew it anyways. I figured, well, heck, maybe I could run it out, you know. And I ran it out all right. I ran it straight into a pole, and it demolished every freaking chip on that thing. And so that was the first drone I've ever crashed, and it killed every chip. It killed the motors and everything. Killed everything on it. And I was like, no, that one's not for me. It was $600 in 2 days. Just gone. Lucky we got the money back on that one. But no, and it came and haunted me a couple of times. But anyways, that's why I'm in this hobby. Is I want somebody to be passionate about it and want to keep doing it. And I want to make that pathway easier for those beginners, for those people wanting to get into this hobby and really get their money's worth to accomplish what they want to accomplish. And we're going to make it happen. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I've got ornaments. I'm telling everybody to go on things.com, designer Atreides.operator, print you out Nevada ornament, hand it out to a kid at the park or a family member. Whenever I go to work or whatever, I usually got one of these printing, and just hand them out at the park. If you want one, you know, put in the description below you want one, and we'll get on Discord or something like that. If you pay for shipping, I'll just send you one. I ain't even worried about the plastic or anything like that. I'll just send you one. Alright, if you watched this to the end, thank you for watching. We're going to keep going up. We're going to keep reviewing products, and we are going to tell you what the good stuff is and where it fits and how it goes. Alright guys, see you.